Hello, this is Angelia, here with today's Bible reading. It's working now. It wasn't working a minute ago. Today's reading comes from Revelation 17, the doom of Babylon. Then one of the seven angels who had the seven bowls came and spoke with me, saying, "Come here, I will show you the judgment of the great harlot, who sits on many waters." So this is going to be a land that sits on many waters, with whom the kings of the earth committed acts of immorality. So kings of the earth are going to be, probably buying and selling with this person, or not this person, this land. And those who dwell on the earth were made drunk with the wine of her immorality. So she's going to be an immoral country that, is kind of anything goes. And he carried me away in the spirit into a wilderness. And I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast, full of blasphemous names, having 7 heads. And 10 horns. The woman was clothed in purple and scarlet, and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls. So she gonna look pretty rich. And having in her hand a gold cup full of abominations. So it's going to look good, but it's going to be full of abominations, what's going on. And the unclean things of her immorality, and on her forehead a name was written, a mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, and of the abominations of the earth. So this country is going to be the mother of abominations. There's arguments about who it is. I'm not even gonna get into that, but it's not gonna be a good place. And I saw the woman drunk with the blood of the saints. So this country is, killing saints, and with the blood of the witnesses of Jesus. So again, so a lot of people think that points back to, Jerusalem, other people the Middle East, other people America. Just there's a lot of opinions on this. When I saw her, I wondered greatly. And the angel said to me, "Why do you wonder? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The beast that you saw was and is not, and is about to come up out of the abyss and go to destruction." So the beast existed, but then he was not. He was not in power or in any, he was in limbo basically. And then he's going to come up out of the abyss and rule again, and then he's going to be put into destruction. So who you think we're talking about? And those who dwell on the earth, whose name has not been written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. So God already knows who's going in the book of life. He already knows. And even though he already knows, he's still making last-ditch efforts to win people over. Hoping that in the last moments he can still get these folks. And also to be sure that they deserve what's coming. Will wonder when they see the beast, that he was and is not and will come. Because anytime he's speaking, parable, riddle, some people are like, "What? I don't get that. I don't understand." Especially if you haven't done any study. I don't know. Here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits, and they are 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is, and the other has not yet come. So the angel's telling him right there, 5 of these guys are gone. One of them's on here in your time, and the other guy hasn't come yet. And when he comes, he must remain a little while. The beast, which was and is not, is himself also an 8th, and is one of the 7, and he goes to destruction. So basically, he's an eighth, and he's also one of the seven. That doesn't seem to make sense, does it? But when you talk about the beast, the Antichrist, and the false witness, they're kind of in there together, aren't they? They're blaspheming the triune. So, yeah. The 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom, but they receive authority as kings with the beast for 1 hour. And it might not be a literal hour. It's, might be a heavenly hour, which is a lot longer. These have one purpose, and they give their power and authority to the beast. So they're playing for the wrong team. Okay, so let's see what our biblical scholars have to say about this. Don't make fun of the way I say things. I had a stroke, people, that's me. 7 angels. The reference to these angels links chapter 17 and 18 with the bowl judgments, which extend to the second coming of Christ. Chapter 17 and 18 focus on one aspect of those bowl judgments. The judgment of Babylon. The judgments already described are identified as targeting the final world system. Great harlot. Prostitution frequently symbolizes idolatry or religious apostasy. And then they're citing Ezekiel, Hosea, Nineveh, Tyre, and even Jerusalem are also depicted as harlot cities. So see, there's opinions on exactly which harlot this is going to be. The picture is of a ruler seated on the harlot. The picture is of a ruler on a throne, ruling the waters, which symbolize the nations of the world. Like I say, it's going to come under the Antichrist world system. Kings committed acts of immorality. The harlot will ally herself with the world's political leaders. Fornication here does not refer to sexual sin, but to idolatry. All the world rulers will be absorbed into the empire of Satan's false Christ. And what are they going to be worshiping? More than likely, money, 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 money. Wine of her immorality. The harlot's influence will extend beyond the world's rulers to the rest of mankind. The imagery does not describe actual wine and sexual sin, but pictures of the world's people being swept up into the intoxication and sin of a false system of religion. So beware, folks. Keep your eyes open, because it's going to be a false system of religion. I got some opinion on that. I'm not even going to get into that with you folks, because I don't want no political discussions here. But there are some folks who are, how do you put this nicely, supposedly Christians, who are doing very un-Christian things. They're not walking in their be like Jesus shoes, they're walking in their be like their leader shoes, which is not Christ-like. In the Spirit. The Holy Spirit transports John into the wilderness, a deserted, lonely, desolate wasteland, perhaps to give him a better understanding of the vision. A woman, the harlot of Babylon, scarlet beast, the Antichrist, who for a time will support and use the false religious system to affect world unity. So the Antichrist is going to bring the world together. He's going to use this false system, of religion and money, more than likely, for the guys at the top. Not probably the little guys, but for the guys at the top who are getting these special favors. He's going to be large and in charge. And they're going to buy into it hook, line, and sinker. Then he will assume political control. So not only he's going to have the influence, he's going to take control. Scarlet is the color of luxury, splendor, and royalty, full of blasphemous names because of his self-deification. Because he's going to make himself God. He's going to set himself up as if he is God. and 10 horns. The woman was clothed in purple and scarlet, and adorned, having 7 heads and 10 horns. This picture the extent of Antichrist's political alliances. So he's going to be well connected. Purple and scarlet, the color of royalty, nobility, and wealth. The woman is portrayed as a prostitute who has plied her trade successfully and become extremely wealthy. Adorned. Prostitutes often dress in fine clothes and precious jewels to allure their victims. The religious harlot Babylon is no different, adorning herself to lure the nations into her grasp. A gold cup. Still another evidence of the harlot's great wealth. So she's going to have a lot of money, this country. But the pure gold is defiled by the filthiness of her immorality. Just as a prostitute might first get her victim drunk, so the harlot system deceives the nations into committing spiritual fornication with her. So, again, this country's going to have a lot of influence, a lot of wealth, and get other people to join in on this world system they come up with. Forehead. It was customary for Roman prostitutes to wear a headband with their name on it, parading their wretchedness for all to see. The harlot's forehead is emblazoned with a threefold title descriptive of the world's final false religious system. Mystery. A New Testament mystery is truth once hidden, but in the New Testament revealed. Spiritual Babylon's true identity is yet to be revealed. Like I said, people have a lot of opinions on that, but you know, there are countries with tin hills and things, and I'm not gonna speculate because I'm not God. I don't know for sure. I just know what the people think and what it sounds like to me. Which still existed in John's day. So, you know, the precise details of how it will be manifested in the world are not yet known. But Babylon the Great, this is distinct from the historical geographical city of Babylon, which still existed in John's day. So he would have understood that reference because Babylon was considered a, you know, luxury-seeking, wealthy bunch of folks who were not so nice, not the greatest folks going, you know, idol worshippers. The details of John's visions cannot be applied to any historical city. The mother of harlots. All false religion stems ultimately from Babel, or Babylon. Because remember, back in the Tower of Babel days, we're great, we're almighty, and we're going to build a tower up to God and take our rightful place. And it's like, no, you're not. And this is how these people are going to be. They're going to be puffed up, like as if we are, you know, like God, and we're going on. So, good luck with that. The blood of the saints, witnesses of Jesus. Some see the first group as Old Testament saints, and the second is New Testament saints. And an important distinction, since this pictures the witnesses or martyrs of the tribulation. So, you know, there are going to be some of the witnesses, whether they're old, new, yet to be, you know, they're not sure. John's point is that the harlot is a murderer. So she might be seductive and great, but she's a killer. False religion has killed millions of believers over the centuries. You know, just look at the Jonestown thing. And the final false system will be far more deadly than any that preceded it. So this system brought on by the Antichrist is going to fool a lot of people. He's going to drag a lot of people in, you know, have this new world order that's happening, and just be wise as serpents, folks, and gentle as dove. You know, pay attention. Mystery. Not that Babylon is false system of religion, because that is already known, but that the beast will fully support the harlot, and together exert vast influence over the whole earth. Now, we might not be able to imagine that here at this point in time because there's still so much division in the earth. But this charismatic ruler is going to come in and he's going to bring a lot of folks together. And, that's when you need to start thinking, uh-oh, because that's when there becomes a problem. The beast, both a king and kingdom, are referred to by this term. Was and is not and is about to come up. A reference to the Antichrist's false resurrection out of the abyss. After his resurrection, the Antichrist will become possessed by a great demon from the abyss, and a lot of people believe the devil himself. Destruction, eternal destruction. This is the lake of fire, the place of Antichrist's destruction. And that's why the whole other team is against us, folks. The other team knows in the last times it's not going to be so good for them. So this is why they're out to kill, steal, destroy. I had some people kind of coming at me, are you really a Christian? Do you love God? Who questions Christ? Who accuses the brethren? It's not Jesus. It's not God. Just putting that out there. This is the lake of fire, place of Antichrist's destruction, book of life, the roll of the elect, written in eternity, passed by God. So God knows who's his. But like I say, even at the last times, he's going to be wanting people to come to him. And he might already know who all's going to come to him. But the chance needs to be offered. Or like I heard one preacher say, and I don't necessarily subscribe to the, fire and brimstone preaching, but to make sure they deserve what they're getting. Only the elect will escape the Antichrist deception. That's why I say pay attention, folks. Pay attention. When somebody's setting themselves up to be the be-all, end-all, and they got people following them, whereas before they didn't, and yet they're saying things as if they're godly, but if you take that thing and look at it out from under his deal, you're like, no, that's not anything godly. Jesus said this. You're going against what Jesus said, so yeah, no. That's what's it. Read that red letter edition. From the foundation of the world, a frequent phrase referring to God's pre-creation plan. And just let me say that the New Testament and the Old Testament are very different. In the Old Testament, God was trying to teach humans about sacrifice and love. And so there were a lot harsher punishments coming down, a lot worse things going on. But when he felt people were ready, Jesus came into the picture, teaching you about love and compassion and understanding, and being a good neighbor. So what was prescribed here is not prescribed here. So keep that in mind. 7 mountains. The word is 10 used in hills. Many commentators interpret this expression to mean Rome, which sits on 7 hills. It is true that the final worldwide system of false religion includes, but is not necessarily limited to, Rome. But specifically, the 7 mountains in context likely symbolize the 7 kingdoms and their kings. So again, scholars have differing opinions on that. So like I say, if you are hard and fast on one belief, that's fine. You believe that, but don't, because the biblical scholars have different opinions. And I could go into some stuff that would kind of scare you on things anyway, but I'm going to digress right there. 7 kings, representatives of the 7 great world empires: Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, Rome, and that of the Antichrist. Daniel's image of, that's a reference. 5 have fallen. 1 is, the other is, excuse me, I'm going to burp here, yet to come. When John wrote, the Egyptian, Assyrian, Babylon, Medo-Persian, and Greek empires had gone out of existence. Rome still existed, and the Antichrist's empire had not yet come. So I might know a thing or two. I just said that a while ago. maybe I do know a little bit. When it does, it will be brief, and he will end in perdition. Was and is not an eighth. The Antichrist kingdom is said to be both the seventh and eighth kingdoms because of his supposed demise and resurrection. And then, like I said, there's people who say because of the triune, that the beast, the false prophet, and the Antichrist is a mockery of the Holy Trinity. When he destroys the harlot's religious empire and demands exclusive worship of himself, and I ain't gonna say there's people who already had golden statues made of them that people bowed down now to, but there is 10 kings. These kings are sub-rulers under the Antichrist, whose empire will apparently be divided into 10 administrative districts. That's probably because it's a world system. He needs people in different parts of the world. Not yet received a kingdom, thus the kings cannot be identified with any historical figures. So, you can't say that was this guy and this guy and this guy because these guys have not received a kingdom yet. So it can't be these other guys, can it? 1 hour, symbolic of the brief 3.5-year period of time. And how long was Jesus's ministry? How long was it? 3 years? Oh, okay, that's cool. So it's a mockery. It's a mockery of what Jesus did. That's all about, that's all about what he's about. So, when the day comes, even though Babylon the Great is going to be playing a big role in the Antichrist deal, it's doomed. They know it's doomed. That's why they're fighting so hard against us. Amen. Thanks for watching. Please like and share this word so we can spread it around the world. If you want to help me out, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to help me out even more, go to my Patreon page and become a patron. That's all for now. Until next time.